If I asked you about art, you'd probably give me the skinny on every art book ever written. I bet you can't tell me what it smells like in the Sistine Chapel. You've never actually stood there and looked up at that beautiful ceiling. I ask you about war, you'd probably throw Shakespeare at me, right? Once more into the breach, dear friends. But you never held your best friend's head in your lap and watch him gasp his last breath looking to you for help. I ask you about love, you'd probably quote me a sonnet. But you've never looked at a woman and been totally vulnerable. And you would know about sleeping sitting up in a hospital room for 2 months because the doctors could see in your eyes that the terms visiting hours don't apply to you. I look at you, I see a cocky, scared, shitless kid. But you're a genius, Will. No one denies that. But you rip my fucking life apart.
Rip my heart out.
You know what? I can't learn anything from you. I can't read in some fucking book. Unless you want to talk about you. Who you are. Your move, Chief.
Actually, I'm not finished yet, Chief. Survey asked you for an 8,000-word essay on the evolution of the blue whale. You'd be able to recite it to me from scratch in a matter of seconds. You've never gazed up at the 50-foot blue whale model hanging precariously over the Hall of Oceanic Life at New York City's 150-year-old Museum of Natural History, wondering what genius team of archaeologists dug up these whale fossils? What genius team of taxidermists so beautifully recreated this whale in such a lifelike form? The museum itself is a marvel, boasting 62,000 authentic models and dioramas of mammals, reptiles, sea creatures, insects, even dinosaurs. And not just them, people. Native Americans, Eskimos, people who built our country into the beautiful melting pot that it is. You've never been in that room. Smelled the smells of 62 billion visitors that have walked through it. Smelled the smells of the dirty water hot dogs with mustard and sauerkraut sold in bulk outside the museum's imperial marble stairs. You're just a punk kid. And if I asked you about the height of the stock market greed in 1980s, you'd probably cite me every line for Oliver Stone's Wall Street. You've never been smack dab in the middle of the stock exchange trading floor on Black Friday, October 1987. Just seeing the panic and sorrow on some wretched goddamn banker's face. Ruined men, some of them leaping to their deaths from their office windows. The poor souls. Just a punk kid.
If I ask you about women, you'd probably give me a syllabus of your personal favorites. You may have even been laid a few times.
And you've never convinced your life partner of 25 years to attend an 8-week tantric training seminar in Hawaii, straining to get every goddamn contortion just right. Your body broken in every conceivable way. Your mind reeling from the pain, trying in vain to stay in wise mind, thinking only of the pleasure that will come for you and your partner through hours of edging. But reality brings you back to how pained and foolish you look on that goddamn mat, with couples half your age, full of life and hope. You don't know that. You're just a punk kid. And if I ask you about the war in Ukraine, you'd probably cite every one of Putin's atrocities. But you've never been to a citywide protest on a cold. Yes, I have. A Saturday. The entire of a janitor team. Oh, well done. I still have a few more things to say, Chief. Well, if I asked you about sexual misconduct allegations in Hollywood, you'd probably cite me the entire People v. Harvey Weinstein case, word for word and statute for statute. You'd tell me about Weinstein's every detractor and even some of his unwitting proponents. Those who revealed their complicity in allowing Weinstein's heinous behavior to continue. But you've never found yourself in the hot seat at a 12-member board meeting at a top university, while your so-called peers voting yay in favor of demoting, simply for daring to separate the art from the artist, to continue reaching works of beauty by the now disgraced Miramax studio, and thereby dismissed as complicit in sexual misconduct, stripped not just of the tenure you've earned, but the love and adoration of 6,000 competent students over a 47-year career. That's right, Will. I used to be an academic. I'm no stranger to the literature you cite so smugly. That you like dim apples. Anyway, I digress. You've never found yourself at a university hearing so eviscerating and scarring that you'd think you were the main target of the Nuremberg trial. You sit there pleading with the dean, please don't take my life's work away from me, but he was relentless, that despicable, pious motherfucker. He asks you if you've anything left to say for yourself and you want to scream.
You arrogant shit. It was a conscious choice. I didn't fuck up. And you and your cronies think I'm some sort of pity case. You mathematical dick!
But you need to hang on to any shred of dignity you have left. Your peers hang their heads in shame as you walk out of there a broken man. You've never been a revered member of a faculty at an esteemed school. You've never set foot in a faculty board meeting. Hell, you've never set foot in a college, period, Will. Except as a janitor, and apparently to defile a just-washed blackboard with your boasting mathematical equations, just so some professor would discover it. You didn't put that equation up for kicks, Will. You wanted someone to notice. You're a validation-seeking punk, just like the rest of us.
You're a genius, Will. No one denies that.
But you still defiled that blackboard. You're a janitor, and you didn't clean it up. So, just as you don't know these things, Will, well, I don't know you from Matt Damon. Do you think I know what it's like to be one of the most truly true human beings in history? A self-made math genius, better and smarter than all the rich snobs who had to learn math in college. And you learned it all through your innate wizardry, while holding down humble blue-collar jobs so no one could ever call you a phony or an elitist. Man with all that, plus an encyclopedic knowledge of all literature, street smarts, crack comic timing, a built body, never lost a scrap in his life, irresistible to comely British co-eds, the debt to baseball, the debt to construction, the devoted and rollicking group of friends. Do you think I could purport to know what all that is like, simply by watching Good Will Hunting?
You move, Chief.
Actually, I'm not finished yet. There's some things you don't know about Boston itself, Will. If I asked you about the Boston Common Frog Pond, you'd probably regale me with childhood tales of ice skating. Maybe you'd even tell me how the ice was constructed or how ice skates are constructed. Didn't do no ice skating as a kid. I think I get the point, Chief. Oh, well done.
You move, Chief. 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 You move, Chief.